Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Film Fights, the podcast that normally pits two random movies against each other, and we get two contestants on the show to debate over which movie I should watch next. I'm your host, Matt Dodd, as you can see, and this is a very special episode because, well, you can see it. If you're listening to this on your iTunes or SoundCloud feed like normal, you have the choice. If you want, you can go to our Film Fights YouTube or Facebook page, and you can see the video for this episode. Why are we recording this video? Well, the Atlanta Film Festival has been going on this past week, and we thought it would be a good opportunity to get to know some filmmakers and film goers. The always entertaining Mohamad Jomaa joined me as we set out to see where people stood on a handful of recent Film Fights matchups.
Ready for the film fight.
You can just stand there and stare at the camera. That's cool. Just dead-eyed. And you guys interested in doing a quick film fight? We match up two random movies and see which people would rather watch.
Hi, everybody out there in TV world.
Moneyball or Dodgeball?
Dodgeball.
Have you seen Moneyball?
No.
It's okay. No judgments. I was actually in this one film fight. Signs or Spaceballs?
I've never seen Spaceballs.
You should watch Spaceballs. It's a great movie. But we're not going to hold it against you because we get this all the time. Don't feel bad about it.
Two great alien dramas.
Spaceballs. You're not old enough.
You like Signs?
Yeah.
I fought for Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
I think Signs is a little silly.
It is silly, but that's kind of why I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Spaceballs.
It's Spaceballs because Signs sucks.
No. Sign. No, I have to say that Signs. There's some decent stuff in Signs, but the swing away at the end.
So
is just
stupid.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm surrounded by a bunch of so I think I'd have to go with Spaceballs.
Amelie versus Grosse Point Blank.
Don't know the last one.
Nobody does. Everybody loves Amelie. Nobody. I pulled for Grosse Point Blank, but it's like nobody.
It's a cool movie. It's a cool film. I liked it.
It's super cute.
With it, I'm like, it was a good film, guys.
Because she's adorable. The whole. It's just like an hour and a half of like somebody being adorable.
People.
Aren't we?
Everyone here is adorable.
I agree.
I think they should make movies about all of us.
Amelie, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think of Grosse Point Blank as that good of a movie.
No.
It's like,
I don't think I've seen it all the way through, actually. Amelie, 100%. But see,
I can't get anybody on my side with this one.
but it's because, so I am a production designer. So the sets and the colors and then the Jan Tiersen soundtrack to the film, I mean, it's inspired a generation of filmmakers.
It's it's got a lot of impact, a lot more than Grosse Point Blank, but still love Grosse Point Blank. Have you ever seen Grosse Point Blank?
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
It's a fun movie.
It is fun.
Toy Story or Superbad? Toy Story or Superbad? Very different movies, I know, but which would you rather pop into your DVD player tonight?
Right now, it's super bad.
You'd rather watch Superbad right now? What about you?
Super bad.
You got Superbad too?
If I had a whole weekend, maybe like the trilogy of
Yeah,
Toy Story.
do all the Toy Stories. Like, did you guys think at the end of Toy Story 3 that they were all gonna die? Because I legit, when they were on that conveyor belt, I was like, this is gonna be a really weird
like
ending
right
for
there.
Pixar, just to kill all these toys. Con Air or Die Hard?
Oh, Die Hard. Die Hard, absolutely. Con Air is with Nicolas Cage, and he's got the wavy hair and all that kind of stuff.
Put the bunny down.
Yeah, I just. And he's got the white wife beater, and
Wife
he's looking
beater.
all tough. But and so does Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis over Nick Cage any day.
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King or Dances with Wolves?
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Dances with Wolves.
You go Dances with Wolves. That's another quite contested matchup. I think I go Lord of the Rings too. I mean, it's hard to beat.
Fan, like, once you're a follower, you can't. Yeah. I'm loyal. I can't.
It's also so super like easy to just pop in that DVD and watch it anytime.
Very true.
I've seen Lord of the Rings, so I'd have to go with that.
What about you? You've seen Dances with Wolves?
Like
Older movie. White guy joins an Indian tribe.
15 years ago.
It's a good movie, but trying to sell that movie now is a little weird. Like, yeah, this white dude joins an Indian tribe. What do you think about that?
That's all right. Let me get back on.
No, you don't want to do anything? The first Alien or the first Nightmare on Elm Street?
Going with Alien.
Going with Alien?
Absolutely going with Alien. It's an absolute classic. Nightmare on Elm Street is good. It's it's got a little bit more comedy to it and stuff like that. But Alien, classic.
You think Alien is a better horror movie as far as horror movies?
Absolutely.
What about you, Alien or Nightmare on Elm Street?
I'd say Alien. Probably it's got more of that sci-fi element to it, whereas The other one's classic horror. I'm not as much of a classic horror guy.
Yeah. We have The Prestige versus Hook.
Hook. No contest for me.
Christopher Nolan, get out of here.
I'm sorry.
Because who else is
I-
in Prestige? Is that Christian Bale? Is that what
Yeah, Christian Bale's in that.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be Hook.
It didn't do it for me. There were 2 magic movies that came out around.
Yeah, The Illusionist came out like the same week. It was very confusing.
Yeah.
Timing.
Happens all the time.
And
And I
Hook
feel
is
like
a classic. It's still amazing. I watched it again recently, and it's
Strangely, yeah, I agree, but Hook was so poorly received when it came out. People hated that movie. And then, you know,
Rufio.
Hook. Again, because of watchability. Because you can put it on all the time.
I know, right?
Rufio.
I'm gonna say Hook, only because I love Robin Williams, love Robin Williams, and it's, you know, you're a fan of Peter Pan, but
You know what's hard for me with Hook now is the 2 little kids in that movie. They're so terrible.
yeah,
They're really bad, just like acting wise. Every line they deliver, I just want to like kick them in the face. Be like, get out of here.
I love the Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys are all amazing.
My favorite scene. My favorite
Rufio,
scene
Rufio.
is the food scene.
Oh, yeah.
The invisible food.
Look, the great Peter Pan movie. Rob.
Yeah. That's I would say Hook.
I mean, it's hard not to. I think I'd say Hook too, and I love The Prestige. But Hook's great. Have you seen Hook?
Yeah, I've seen Hook. I will go with Hook.
I mean, Rufio. Yeah, him alone. Taxi Driver versus Good Will Hunting. Which movie would you rather watch?
well, I've never seen actually Taxi Driver, so.
So that would draw you towards it. So I feel like Robert De Niro for me is always going to come first over a Matt Damon. That's my personal preference. But I don't know.
Young De Niro, way sexier than young Matt Damon.
Matt Damon at any point in his life is going to be De Niro is going to be where my heart is.
I don't really like Matt Damon. He was kind of annoying in that movie.
They actually have 2 different takes. You know, one is a little bit more gritty and like a darker look on the world, when one is more like sort of aspirational, like you can come from the bottom to the top. So I'd have to go with Good Will Hunting. So it sort of has a better
Feel-good movie.
You maybe could, come out on top. Taxi Driver's just like sad all the way through.
It's dark and depressing, that's for sure.
Taxi Driver was a little bit, I guess, dark.
Taxi Driver. It's just a better movie in every respect.
What about Robin? Robin Williams? You know, like it's
Robin
like.
Williams is
Speaking of Robin Williams, we have.
No. Just
Like I have love for him, but I don't like.
no, never. Like
yeah,
never.
it's really
You know?
tricky. And
He's
Ben
like a
Affleck.
dad. Like
Yeah.
I say him as like a
Who
dad.
else is in the Taxi Driver film besides?
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster, young little bitty baby Jodie Foster.
Martin Scorsese on cocaine.
Yeah, it's gonna be Taxi Driver for me, hardcore.
Taxi Driver. It's hard to argue about Good Will Hunting because you think about the fact that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon have Oscars.
Right.
That just kind of bothers you.
Right.
So Taxi Driver, but again, like a super quotable film. That's why.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love Good Will Hunting, but it's hard to go. I mean, it's hard to pull for that over something like Taxi Driver.
Oh yeah.
Taxi Driver also has great rewatchability. I mean, for a movie that's like old and super violent and kind of fucked up, it's like still super like fun to pop into the DVD and just watch Travis Bickle kind of go mad.
Oh yeah, you can put it on the background, but then you get sucked in because it gets you super pumped.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting.
This is always a divisive one.
That mirror scene in Taxi Driver, holy.
Also, just give it to him for the ingenuity in that little gun holster sliding out the arm thing. That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna say Good Will Hunting.
First of all, I can't do math in my head. I don't do that. So watching Good Will Hunting always makes me feel
Just feel dumb.
Because I can't go on the board and write this stuff down because I can't even add 2 + 5. So I mean, it just doesn't work. But if I watch Taxi Driver, it is a descent into madness, and that as a director I can understand because when you're editing something, when you're writing something, when you're producing something, it is a slow descent into madness until you're here with fine folks such as yourself doing interviews. So I would definitely pick Taxi Driver any day because it's a classic De Niro Scorsese collaboration. It's a masterful film, and Jodie Foster gives a terrific performance that launched her career.
It's a good way to get the rage out.
Yeah, exactly. Just get the rage out. So if you're editing and you're just over it, go watch Taxi Driver. That's what you gotta do. And if you're feeling I wonder how I'm gonna put a budget together, Good Will Hunting.
There you go.
Exactly.
All right, so you just saw people talking about our last episode, episode 41, That was Taxi Driver and Good Will Hunting. Thoughts all over the place, which is similar. We had Rudy Jones and Mitchell Hardage on that episode. They did a great job. Remy, what do you think about Taxi Driver and Good Will Hunting?
I would have to go Good Will Hunting.
I thought you might.
Why
I was
would you
curious,
think
though.
that?
I don't know. I just know you've liked that movie a lot. We've talked about it way back in the past. I want to say you might have encouraged me to watch it. I can't remember that for sure.
I'll take credit.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
I'm a big fan of dialogue, and I think that as far as dialogue goes,
no one's
Good
better
Will
than Ben
Hunting
Affleck.
Is way better than Taxi Driver.
That's not what you're saying. Okay.
No,
right.
I think that's one of his best acting roles, probably.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably up there. That and Batman.
Yeah. Wait till Justice League. It's going to be good.
It'll be great. He's going to win
That's
an Oscar.
what it is, right?
Yeah, he's going to win an
Okay.
Oscar.
Oof.
Woo.
Get
All right,
confused
well,
with all these superheroes.
next we've got the episode right before it, which you were actually in, Caddyshack versus Top Gun.
Okay, yeah.
So Mohamad and I went around, we talked to some more people, what they thought about Caddyshack and Top Gun.
All the way.
Top Gun versus Caddyshack. What would you guys take in that fight?
Top Gun. Top Gun for sure.
Why would you pick Top Gun?
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise for sure.
Just Tom Cruise? Just that alone?
Chevy Chase back in the day was pretty handsome.
Volleyball players with no shirts.
Over golf players wearing pants.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, in Top Gun, I guess they weren't wearing pants all the time. All right, fair enough.
Denim shorts, if I recall.
You know what? I haven't seen either one of those in my entire life.
Oh man, so because I'm a huge Bill Murray fan. I love Bill Murray. I mean, I love his cameo in Zombieland. And who doesn't like, what is it, a Groundhog's Day? I love Groundhog's Day. But I have to say, for the two, Caddyshack. Oh, it's so hard to go with Caddyshack. I'm going to just go with Caddyshack. I love Bill Murray too much.
That's fair. That's a great movie, for sure.
I didn't like Top Gun. I'm not like a action movie guy.
No Tom Cruise for you?
No.
Too much volleyball?
I love Top Gun.
You love Top Gun over Caddyshack?
Yeah, but I've only seen parts of Caddyshack. I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing.
I'm not a huge fan of the humor in Caddyshack. I know it's like a sin to say something like that, but I really like Top Gun a lot more.
I'm going with Caddyshack. Yeah?
Why is that?
I have a soft spot for that gopher, and I grew up behind a drive-in, and I've probably seen Caddyshack like 50 times.
Caddyshack or Top Gun?
I would say Caddyshack.
You like Caddyshack?
Yeah.
That's a tough fight, you know. I mean, Bill Murray, Caddyshack, Chevy Chase, Caddyshack, unmatched. But then you've got Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise. It's tough. I'm going to call it a draw.
Well, Caddyshack, because of the gopher puppet.
I mean, that's it. How are you going to say?
Pretty easy.
Cinderella versus The Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid, although it teaches poor things for women, that you don't need a voice. It's just really all about
Cinderella
that. Cinderella's the same. Of the two, they're not my strongest. Most of the brunette women is where I
The
go
problem
for
with
Disney
Cinderella
princesses.
is she doesn't even know the guy. It's like she just decides to marry
Well,
him.
at least
after-
Ariel has more of like a voice than Cinderella
Yeah.
does. Like Cinderella's just like
Cinderella just
she like
talked to
barely
them at
say
the party.
anything.
Like they have dance and they speak and all of that. The Little
That's
Mermaid
true. They
doesn't
barely
speak.
say anything. She has desires. She
Prince
has
Eric
dreams.
does not recognize
Versus just, like-
Ariel, and he's sitting here. He's like, "You look so familiar," and it's like, "I saved you from the ocean."
Well, at least she wants to get out of the ocean.
Part of your world could be very complex about being part of a man's world.
The music in Little Mermaid's definitely better.
It's incredible. Yeah.
I go Lion King myself, personally. I mean.
Okay, so that's hard because I feel very conflicted about being a feminist and then liking Disney princesses.
I mean, those two in particular aren't the best role models.
They're not. But I would say for music, Little Mermaid wins.
That's why I always go with that fight. I mean, the music in Little Mermaid's so killer.
But yeah, Disney princesses are much like hip hop. Like hip hop makes you feel weird about being a feminist, but you still love it.
I'm a fan of this, not message-wise, just because I can, shake my butt to it.
Cinderella is a classic.
Over the Little Mermaid.
Mermaid's a classic too, but in a different way. I think that Little Mermaid now is what 30-ish years old.
Yeah, totally.
Cinderella's been around.
Cinderella has
since the 50s.
more
I mean,
impact.
It impacted culture in a way that I wouldn't say the Little Mermaid did. Cinderella has, it captured the imagination of the public about the wicked stepmother. When you think about the wicked stepmother, what do you think? You always think of that character from Cinderella.
Yeah.
That is what captured the public's imagination. So I
And
would
Gus Gus.
And Gus Gus, of
Yeah.
course. Who could forget Gus Gus?
I would do The Little Mermaid.
Okay, why is that?
Songs are better. It has Sebastian in it.
I'm with her on that one. I mean, that hits everything about why I watched Little Mermaid.
So So that's really a hard run because Cinderella is a self-made lady. Okay, when you think about it, Ariel is really just pissing off her dad, doing whatever she wants, running around. And when you really think about it, she's like throwing over being a princess just to marry some dude. So no, Cinderella. Let's go with her.
Little Mermaid, I would definitely say.
What about you?
I would say Little Mermaid.
I love Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid.
Cinderella for
Oh,
sure.
see, now we got a real film fight going. You guys can argue it out,
Mermaid.
Why do you go Little Mermaid over Cinderella?
What? Because she's a mermaid. Like, you're going princess versus princess mermaid that can go on land and water. Like, come on.
They're kind of both similar stories in the sense that, they start out kind of at the bottom and then, make their way to the top.
Started at the bottom, now they're here.
Cinderella can go clean a house.
All right, so you heard from Little Mermaid versus Cinderella. That was episode 14, a little ways back there. You were in that episode.
Yeah, you're really proving you have a terrible track record of picking the proper film.
I don't know what you're talking about. I honestly can't remember which movie you represented.
Little
Is
Mermaid.
that bad?
Come on, Little Mermaid.
I'm a terrible host.
Yes, I will second that.
I mean, I
Finally,
guess
we agree on something.
I guess, though, in the positive sense, though, that means we could probably redo these movies at some point in the near future, and I really wouldn't remember.
Yeah, I
It
think
would
you
be
could do
like a
kind
totally
of
new
a
game.
royal battle tournament. Battle Royale. That's the word I was
a battle
thinking.
royale, which
Yeah.
we could do. Yeah, that would be great. I think that might work. So you're obviously still with Little Mermaid.
Yes.
No one convinced you there from hearing that?
No, not in the least.
I didn't think
I
they
mean,
would.
it's such a good movie. You will never convince me that Cinderella is a better one.
It seemed like several people were under the consensus that the music was the biggest thing that sold Little Mermaid over Cinderella.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things. Like, it's a much
It
better
seemed like that was a
soundtrack.
common thing that we heard.
Yeah,
right.
it
was a
and
lot
I
of
mean,
them.
I agree
Yeah.
with all those people, 100%. Music, top notch.
So we move on to No Country for Old Men versus There Will Be Blood, which is a really good matchup.
That was a very heavy matchup.
Very heavy matchup. That was episode 33, I believe.
Who was on that one?
That would have been Mike Morgan and Andrew Johnson, Yollywood
Okay,
Film Festival
gotcha.
friends. Yeah, and I guess we should say Little Mermaid Cinderella was you and Jordan Johnson.
Yeah,
Before
very
we forget.
fitting. We'll get vengeance for that loss at some point.
Someday. But yeah, No Country for Old Men, There Will Be Blood. I thought that was a really solid matchup. Could have gone either way. I could still go either way personally.
You're so
Where
fickle.
would you go?
Oh, I would say There Will Be Blood.
It's a
I'm
great
big Paul
movie.
Thomas Anderson fan. Just love that cinematography and very nerdy, film reasons I love it.
Yeah,
but
sure.
it's just such a good
It's
film.
a great movie.
As
for
far as
sure.
those heavy-hitting dramas and stuff, There Will Be Blood. That's tough to beat.
It is. It's very tough. I watched actually both back to back, one weekend after we did that. And
It's a long
It was
night.
great. No, I mean
okay.
one day, Saturday and Sunday. I watched
Ah.
it 2 days in a row.
Be
It was
careful how
great.
you use the term back-to-back.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, let's see what other people said about There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men. What about No Country for Old Men or There Will Be Blood?
Oh, God.
That's a tough one.
Oh, Javier Bardem. Yeah, with the bad haircut. Yeah.
He's good at staring dead-eyed into the camera.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
No Country for Old Men. Oh, it's such a great movie. That was such one of the best. Everything was perfect about the movie.
So because they both have a crazy ending where you're not expecting the person to die. So I'd have to go with No Country for Old Men. Yeah, because that one's you don't really expect it, and you want everybody to live in the end. You're like, oh, maybe she makes it, and no, she doesn't. Everybody dies.
I don't think there's a wrong answer in that scenario. I think both of those movies are great.
No, it's not. Yeah, I think they're both great.
Have not seen either of those.
I haven't seen
They're
They're both on my to-watch list.
Yeah.
All right. I recommend both. I like There Will Be Blood better, but
Gonna go with There Will Be Blood.
I was actually leaning the same way, mainly because I like to sing, and there will be blood.
Which was the score. It's just the title track from the movie, from the soundtrack. Yes.
Daniel Day-Lewis did a great job singing that. I thought it was amazing.
Beautifully,
But no, there will be blood. I'm with you on that one too. It was a little more epic. I don't know. It's there was a lot of good, intense moments in that.
That's a battle for the ages.
There Will Be Blood. Hands down,
Hey, man.
no country should not have won.
We
There
agree
Will Be
on that
Blood.
one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I would drink that milkshake any day.
both amazing movies, and that was a
And
tough
they're both
one, but
wonderful movies, but
it's a
There
tough
Will
year.
Be Blood had this wonderful, pure, cinematic opening that I have not seen a movie in years that just is strictly visual and communicates everything you know about Daniel Plainview as a character. And Daniel Day-Lewis, anytime he imbues a character and becomes that person, it's just a really powerful experience. And that film in particular is such an illustration of coming from nothing into this punch-drunk kind of wealth that you don't know what to do with. And I think it really encapsulates the American experience in a lot of ways, and it's just a masterpiece. It's by far, in my opinion, Anderson's best film.
We just want to thank the Atlanta Film Festival for hosting a great event, and if you're watching this on the Thursday it came out, we're still going on this weekend, so you can still catch some great films. There are a lot of great films here. We saw some ourselves. We hung out at some great parties and met some awesome people. If you want to check out our normal feed, we come out every Thursday with a new podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, or wherever you might listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. You can find more information about our show, Film Fights Podcast Facebook page, or on Twitter at Film Fights Pod. Be sure to follow me directly on Twitter at Matthew Dodd. Thanks everybody, and enjoy the movies.